Val and Neil Dyke are not sure when they and their 3 teenage sons can move back home. Key points. More than 3,000 Lismore homes are considered flood-affected. More than 3,000 Lismore homes are considered flood-affected. The Dyke family are among thousands forced to stay with family and friends while they clean up. The Dyke family are among thousands forced to stay with family and friends while they clean up. The CWA said the flood made a bad homelessness problem much worse. Their house is among more than 3,000 affected by floodwaters that raged through Lismore last week, peaking 2 meters above the town's last record flood. Mud keeps pouring out of the walls. It's tough going, Neil Dyke said of the cleanup effort. The house seems fairly structural at the moment, but the floors are probably going to give out because there's a lot of chipboard. Ms. Dyke said they would keep at it each day until they could move back in. We're trying to keep it together. You need to have a roof over your head, she said. Neil, Blake and Val Dyke have been cleaning their home each day since last week's flood. There are currently 270 people still staying in Lismore's 2 evacuation centres, with thousands of others relying on family and friends and sleeping in spare bedrooms, caravans and garages. And it is not just in Lismore, with the impact on homes across the Northern Rivers region still being counted and assessed. Flood waters rose so high at the Dyke family home that a cow got caught on the balcony. NSW Premier Dominic Perrottet yesterday said the government was working through issues with those who have lost their homes or have been temporarily relocated, but fell short of announcing any specific measures. Today, Prime Minister Scott Morrison will declare a national emergency in response to the floods and is expected to visit Lismore. The declaration gives the federal government power to intervene and deploy resources. Mr. Dyke said the government needed to fund flood-affected families directly, not just things in general. NSW Police Deputy Commissioner Mal Lanyon was announced as the Northern NSW Recovery Coordinator late yesterday, but was not available to speak to the ABC. The Dyke family were grateful to be staying with nearby family. Ms. Dyke said they were surviving, but the situation was not sustainable. Everybody's awesome, but everyone just needs their own life back, so we just need to get into our own home, she said. You can tell that we're all getting really tired. M to mute, left and right arrows to seek, up and down arrows for volume. Watch 50 seconds 50s long road ahead, NSW Premier. Despite what the family had been through, there was no doubt they wanted to stay. We live here because we can't afford to live on the hill, Mr. Dyke said. But it's an awesome community. My dad has been living here for 63 years. Making a bad problem worse. The day before the flood hit, the Country Women's Association Lismore branch group had started a new initiative cooking meals for homeless women, many of whom are over 50 or 60, and women living in their cars with their kids, Evening Branch President Kerry Harvey said. It's gotten so bad over the past couple of years we knew we had to do something. She said she had no idea if those women and children were safe and the flooding had made the situation so much worse. Alison Kelly and Kerry Harvey from the Lismore CWA have been helping those who have lost their homes. Ms. Harvey teared up as she recalled the people who lost their homes. It's been a nightmare for them, and to see those faces of the people coming out of the flood zone, vacant, terrified and faces of despair has been awful. The Lismore CWA is turning its efforts to helping with the cleanup, but not from its century-old club building, which was no match for the flood. The water came over the levee like a hurricane and smashed into the building, knocked out the east wall, and went over the building, Ms. Harvey said. Ms. Harvey said it was among many local organisations and businesses now looking to relocate out of the flood zone. Who wants to go back into that knowing that it's going to happen in another couple of years? The Lismore CWA building was severely damaged in the flood. Loading.